Hey everyone, Parallel here, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. This is going to be another video in my kit module review series for the 2017 summer event. So in this video I'll be taking a look at the kit module we got this year. That's right, I said module, not modules. For whatever reason this year we only got one kit module. That's quite a change from previous years where we had always gotten 3 kit modules, one for each character career. In fact, that's typically how I do these videos, where I take a look at, one kit module for each of the 3 careers, but not this year. It is a little bit different. But we will take a look at it in any case and give it a test and see how it actually performs in action here on Kobali Prime. I am on my Romulan tactical character. And the kit module we get this year is this one right here, the Sandstorm Generator. So we'll be taking a look at this and see how it does. Take a look at the actual graphics and particle effects. I haven't actually seen it myself, so I'm very curious to see what this looks like. I just purchased it. And for anyone out there, if you do want to purchase this kit module, you do need to have participated in the summer event in Star Trek Online on Risa. If you have participated and you've saved yourself up some of these right here, these lulnuts, you can buy it from your reputation store. So if you go up your reputation tab, pull up the event store, summer event, and you can actually buy all of the items from the summer event here. You don't even have to be on Risa. And this store here, once you've unlocked this, once you've participated in the summer event, you just do that little intro quest. This store here becomes unlocked in your reputation tab all year round, so you can actually buy things here whenever you want. So if you want to buy this, all you need is 1,000 lulnuts, and you'll be able to get yourself here the Sandstorm Generator. Now I think the reason why Cryptic this year only gave us one kit module, now it is a universal kit module, so you know anyone can use it, any class can use it. But I think the reason they only gave us one this year is because they actually added training manuals for all of the previous year's kit modules, so if that makes sense. So basically now you'll be able to train your bridge officers in those abilities that used to only be available as a kit module on your character. So now you can have all of your bridge officers can have the Hurricane turret, Molten Terrain, those 2 are the engineering ones. If you are a science bridge officer, you can train them in Seismic Agitation Field and Sonic Disruption. And tactical characters, look at this. Tactical characters, you can train your bridge officers in Graviton Spike. In fact, that's something I'm going to be testing out in this video because this is, quite frankly, one of the best tactical abilities in the entire game, and having this on your bridge officers is going to be pretty damn nice. So I will also test this out in this video. I'm curious to see how the AI deals with it, if they're smart about using it, and just how effective it is on bridge officers. And then also finally Corrosive Grenade, which is actually a pretty decent grenade if you do like grenades. Another thing you could train your officer in. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got, and I think that's why, since they added all these training manuals, they didn't want to add also 3 new kit modules, I guess. That's the only reasoning I can think of. I do miss it though. I did like getting one for each career. As far as which one of these are good from the previous years, I'm going to be testing out Seismic Agitation and Graviton Spike. Those are kind of the 2 that I thought were pretty decent. So I'll be testing those out in this video along with the new kit module itself. But these training manuals for bridge officers, I'm curious to see, how they will actually work. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's head out into Kobali Prime and give this a try. Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see how the Bridge Officer Graviton Spike goes, because that ability is just so awesome. Yeah, just it could be pretty amazing. I'm even like picturing in my head here a squad of like 4 tactical officers, and then on a tactical captain, so you have 5 Graviton Spikes all going off at the same time. That would be pretty freaking crazy. But they are a bit pricey for the rank 3 Graviton Spike, as you saw when I had it open there. That was 700 lulnuts. So I want to test this out first before I go trying to invest you know, buying 4 copies of this ability. Yeah, because if the AI is not good at using it, or, you know, for some reason it doesn't work out, I don't want to be stuck with so many copies of it. Alright, so, yeah, so before we jump in, let's actually take a look at the module itself here and see what we can expect. So, Sandstorm Generator creates a blinding sandstorm that will travel forward to your target's location. All foes within 3 meters while traveling get some kinetic damage with 50% shield pen. 25% chance to blind for 3 seconds, okay, and then minus 57 resistances. It doesn't say... Is that like all resistances, I assume? That's pretty good if it is. That's quite a resistance debuff. The damage seems kind of low, but for the resistance debuff it could be decent. But yeah, but we use the same criteria that I use on all of my kit module review videos. I will be taking a look. I have the kit loaded up right here. We of course look at basically 3 criteria. One is efficacy, basically how strong it is, so how much damage it does, or if it's a crowd control power, how much, you know, how effective it is, and or if it's healing power, how much healing it does, that type of. So that's the actual performance is the first criteria. Second criteria is cooldown time, and then the third criteria is animation time, which I actually think is highly underrated. I always think that animation times of a lot of powers are quite long, and short animation time is critical, especially for tactical characters, because you want to be firing your weapon as much as possible. So being stuck in a 3-second long animation can actually reduce your DPS by quite a large amount. So I think animation time is also very, very important. So to start out here, I'm going to test the... Let's start out here, yeah, with the Sandstorm Generator. And let's go ahead and put my... yeah, let's put my crew officers here in passive mode. Let's just test the... Let's test it just by itself here. I'm not sure what the range is on it. Let's go ahead and step away. It doesn't seem to be having a range indicator. Does it deploy like a engineering turret? I have no idea. Alright, well let's just use it here. Let's see what it does. Ah. Okay, it did hit them.
Personal shield losing power.
Interesting. That was interesting. So it went forward towards the target. It kind of looks like what you would expect. A little sort of sandstorm along the ground. Although I was kind of picturing it as like a tornado, but it looked more just like a kind of a, yeah, just kind of a spinning sand. I don't know what you would call it. Just like a little cloud of sand hovering along the floor. Okay. As far as damage goes, it didn't take out a even level... yeah, standard enemy, just, you know, no shield, standard enemy. But let's try this. But this is totally unbuffed. Let's give it another try here. So it does about 240 a tick. It did take out a couple of them there. If they stay in it, it looks like it would take them out. Oops, I didn't mean to start up on him. But anyway, let's go ahead and, well, it's not up yet. But I do want to see how it does on this guy, and if he just runs out of it. The AI did seem to... Well, let's try it again. I want to see if the AI does... Ash, why are you not healing me? Okay, let's give it another try here. So they're just close to you. Yeah, just goes to the target location. Oh, it's wearing them down okay. If they stay in it for the duration. It did bypass the shield, so that worked pretty well. Let's try it a couple more times. Animation time is not too bad. Yeah, I'll have to wait for... It is a little bit long on the cooldown time. That's seems to be what I think is the biggest drawback here. Let's see what the actual cooldown... Yeah, 50-second cooldown time, and I do have a fair amount of kit readiness. I'll show you my stats here while we're waiting for the recharge. So you can see what I am... So as far as kit performance, I'm at 184, and improved kit module cooldown, so I'm at 110 kit readiness. I do have the ground ability, which will proc 100 kit performance. You can see it there on the mouse over and the tooltip. So that will probably kick in once it actually hits them. Okay, but let's give it one more try here on this squad. The animation is a little bit on the long side. It's not quite as long as a grenade, I don't think, but it still is. You got to do the put it on the ground and then you kick it. It's not too bad on the damage side. I'm having a hard time because they keep running out of it. This is definitely one of those abilities, like, I'm already seeing this could work well on a science character. Because a science character would have the ability to use, like, flash freeze, a fusion, or fusion cold, oh, what is it called? Cold fusion flash? Something like that? The one that roots all the enemies in place, which is very, very handy. Okay, this time let's give it a buff here. Let me go ahead and buff up. And let's use this. Oh, interesting. There is a minimum range. I was like right up to the melee range on him, and it wouldn't actually allow me to activate the ability. So it does have some kind of a minimum range. That's interesting. So in melee range, you're not going to be using this. But if you can get them to stay in it, it does actually do pretty decent damage.
Personal shield losing power.
Oh crap, that spawns back. Let's head over here a little bit. Okay, we'll use it on this spawn one more time. No, they aggroed on my thingy.
Losing power.
Come on, refresh. So let's see if I can use it to take out these two guys.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Okay, I did take them out, and I died. Don't know why Ash is not healing. Usually on passive mode they will still heal. Yeah, well she should continue to heal and buff, but for whatever reason she's not. Come on Ash, you can do it. Give me up. There we go.
Enemy target uncensored.
Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's try one more time on this dude over here. Let's do a full buff up. This lieutenant character with... It does seem to bypass shields fairly well. So I've got him debuffed. And there I was too close again. Let's put it down. There you go. Go get him. Wow. 780 crits. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, let's get our friend up here. Where did you die? Come on, Lita, where are you at?
Enemy target uncensored. Personal shield losing power.
So that's pretty solid damage, actually. How can I not find my officer? It says on the... What the heck? Oh, is it just her emitter? Is that what Lita looks like when she dies? I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Hollow Lita here is my bridge officer that I've been using. I did not realize that that was actually her on the ground. It's kind of funny. Did Lita always do that when she died? Have I just not actually seen her die, or someone else has gotten her up before I had to res her? She just turns into her hollow emitter. It's kind of funny. Okay, so now... So I don't know, I'm still trying to get a hold on this thing here. I mean, it does seem to do pretty solid damage, but you do have to keep them in it. It does have a longish animation time and a longish cooldown time. But if you can debuff the enemy and keep them in it, it is pretty solid damage. So yeah, I think my recommendation then would be, I think on a science character this would be good. Combine those with Cold Fusion Flash, root them down, and then keep them in it for the full duration. It could be pretty solid. You just have to keep in mind of the longer cooldown time and the animation time is a little bit on the long side, maybe not quite as long as a grenade, but still does give you a little bit of animation lock. So I think it's a pretty solid ability. I mean, I give it sort of a, I guess I'll give it a thumbs up rating. If you want to give it a try, I would say I'd recommend it on a science character. Also, I guess an engineer could probably make good use of it, but you got to be able to keep them in it, I think, to get the most out of it. All right, so this spawn just came back. What I want to test now is I'm going to put my bridge officers back onto normal actions here. Oh, then they immediately go attack them. Okay, I want to see if Lita... Yep, she did. Oh, nice. So she did use the Graviton Spike. And Ash, I did put a Seismic Agitation Field on her as well. So not half bad. Okay, go get him, Lita. Where... Did she already use it? Okay, it's up. She can use it. Yes, she did. Nice. Wow, 415. So that's pretty good for a bridge officer. Holy crap. Yeah, so Graviton Spike is still really, 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 really good. And it's going to be really, really good on bridge officers. So Ash was using the Seismic Agitation Field too. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell her to use it. I do like Seismic Agitation Field for that knockdown that it does and the pull-in. Oh, and then she takes him out. Wow. So that's actually pretty decent damage for a bridge officer. Graviton Spike is just freaking awesome. Oh yeah, I have some Sandstorm. Aha. The radius is a bit small. That's definitely another downside. It really only does that big damage to the person right in the middle. If you actually, I remember reading on the tooltip, is it does get reduced from the epicenter. So it's only going to do that big damage. You know, those, like that 700 crit that I got. That's only at the very, very center. But man, that Graviton Spike on bridge officers, I'm already seeing this right now. Just have a full squad of tactical bridge officers. Put up Graviton Spike on all of them and just annihilate anything. Okay, bridge officers, do your thing. Take them out. Man, that's so good.
Enemy targets uncensored. Enemy targets uncensored.
I'm not sure how long the bridge officer cooldown is there. I don't see the actual... No, she didn't use it. She just seemed pretty good about using it when it is off cooldown. In fact, I want to see if she pre-buffs before she fires. I want to see if there's one more enemy around here somewhere. Yeah, okay, these two are back. Okay, so Lita, let's see if she actually uses it before she goes in. Yeah, she does. So they do actually pre-buff. So the AI is actually not too bad at using it well.
Shield losing power.
And the seismic agitation field is a little bit lackluster on the bridge officer. I mean, it is a decent ability, but again, you need to combine it with something that can keep enemies in it. And see, actually, and typically, I'll show you. Typically, I actually use Cold Fusion Flash on my bridge officers right here. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. So let's try it this way. I'm going to try Cold Fusion Flash on this guy, buff up fully, and then throw out the Sandstorm while he's still rooted. So let's buff up fully. Go ahead and do this. Okay, she Cold Fusion Flashed him. Now I'm going to put this in. Okay, he was already pretty much annihilated. I need to put my bridge officers back on passive here, but...
Shield losing power.
yeah, let's put my bridge officers back on passive for one more go at this. We'll do it on this spawn over here, but I think it will annihilate them really quickly. But let's go ahead and put them back on passive, and I'll just order her to use Cold Fusion Flash. Let's go ahead and use this and this. Let's buff up. Let's do that. Okay, Cold Fusion Flash them. There we go. Oh, crap. Got 7 seconds left on it, and they're all going to be dead. Man, Cold Fusion Flash is so good just by itself. Look at that. One of the best science abilities. And Graviton Spike is one of the best tactical abilities. In fact, I think I just thought of another video. I think I'm going to do another kit module review here at some point in the future and just highlight like the best, like the top cream of the crop as far as kit modules go. Maybe like one for each career, what I think is the best kit module. Maybe people would find that useful because, yeah, there are some really, really nice abilities out there that people might not know about. I think everyone knows about Graviton Spike, though. That is just so freaking good. I mean, that's just good on every tactical build. Okay, we'll just wait around for one more spawn. We'll do one more test, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Who wants to be the next guinea pig? I think it's this spawn over here. I want to do it on this guy here, though, with the because he has shields and armor and might actually last for a few more seconds. And actually, we can see... actually see the effectiveness of it over time and see some of the bigger numbers, hopefully. But he might be a little bit wild to spawn. I think we still have to wait for... Wait a minute. She just used her Graviton Spike. That's odd.
Enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing
I wonder if she just uses it even if enemies are nearby? Because I had not ordered her to attack. Interesting. Okay, come on, Vodwar Lieutenant, we need you. Okay, so this... actually, this one's a lieutenant over here. This one's a commando. No, 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 no. I did not mean to do that. I wonder why that one's placated. I don't think I had a placate ability going. Alright, here he is. This is the test. Alright, so make sure they're all on passive. And... make sure Cold Fusion Flash is off cooldown. Make sure everything is off cooldown. But she's actually pre-buffing. I think just because enemies are nearby. Oh, they are. Huh. So the AI is actually really good at using Graviton Spike. That's great.
enemy targets on center. Personal shield losing power.
Alright. Had to get rid of those guys so they didn't interfere with the test here. Okay, but everything is off cooldown. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna do that. Okay, Cold Fusion Flash him. And then let's use our thing. Go get him. Let's see how much damage it does. That's actually not bad. That's actually not too bad. It took him out really fast. For Lieutenant character, it totally went through, or a lot of it did go through his shields. So that's not half bad. And I'm not even using my gambling device, and I didn't use my tactical team, so not half bad. I mean, you saw there was a couple like 700-ish crits on it. Alright, so yeah, let's go for the final thoughts here on the Sandstorm Generator and on these new new bridge officer abilities that you can get through the new training manuals. So Sandstorm Generator, it has some drawbacks and some strengths. I think the biggest strength is the damage output. It is a pretty solid damage output, especially in the target in the center, and if you can keep them immobile. So the damage output is actually very solid. I think maybe it's because of that resistance debuff. Maybe that's why it's like once that resistance buff takes hold, then the ticks start doing that, those big 700 crits. So that might actually be why. Because the actual, like the tooltip damage itself is not that spectacular, but it does definitely do decent damage. So it must be, I could only think it's because of that resistances. So the first criteria I would say is very, very good. As far as the cooldown time, it is a long cooldown time, 50 seconds, even with a fair amount of kit readiness. So that's a disadvantage. And the animation time, third criteria, is also pretty long. I would say longer than average, though not as long as like putting down a turret or something like that on an engineer, which is like one of the longest animations there is. It's very annoying. But overall, I would give it a pretty solid rating, and I could think it would work well in some more niche builds, particularly on a science character with Cold Fusion Flash. I think that would make a very good combination, because you get Cold Fusion Flash to root him in place, throw the... Oh my gosh. Hey guys, should I be friends with www.mmocatcom? Oh my god. I think I'll just ignore that gold spammer. Anyway, so as far as the Sandstorm Generator, I think you should pick it up if you can make it work in the build. So you saw it does require some setup to use right. You're going to want to use some setup. You're going to want to root the enemies. But science characters are already good at that, right? So if you do Cold Fusion Flash, Exothermic Induction Field, and then put the Sandstorm Generator down, that could be a really solid combination on a science character. So that would be my recommendation. If you don't feel like you can lock down the enemies and they're just going to run right out of it, then I would say, maybe not in the module. It does require that little bit of setup to use properly. But otherwise, I mean, it's 1,000 lull nuts, which is a decent amount of farming, but if you're going to do it, I would say go ahead. It is pretty decent. Now, as far as the bridge officer abilities, so the new training manuals, what can I say? Graviton Spike is just as good on a bridge officer as it is as a kit module on your captain. So definitely pick up Graviton Spike. It is awesome. The AI seems to be very good at using it. They'll even use it right there. You see Lita's using it now. If they're just even nearby an enemy, even if you don't tell them attack, they will use it. That's really good because I don't know if you know the way Graviton Spike works, but as soon as you use it, it places a buff on your character, and that buff remains until you fire your next shot. So it's kind of like a high-yield torpedo or something, right? So it hangs around until you actually fire your first shot. So pre-buffing with it is perfect, and then that just means right when you go in, your first shot is going to trigger the Graviton Spike and all that damage and suck in all the enemies. She's definitely using it right on cooldown, so that's awesome. So, yeah, definitely pick up the Graviton Spike training manual. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yep, absolutely pick it up. Now, the other one I tested out was the Seismic Agitation Field. It was kind of meh on the character. I'd rather keep my science characters as more of a healer and a debuffer, then use the seismic agitation field, but you might be able to make it work in your build. I just don't see me giving up. I wouldn't want to give a tricorder scan or my 2 heals or cold fusion flash on my science character, so a little bit of meh on that one. But I would definitely say, because a lot of times I was actually using like a photon grenade as my lieutenant commander ability on my tactical officers, replacing that with a Graviton Spike 3 is a very good proposition. So I'm always up. In fact, I mean, I replaced my grenade in all of my tactical characters builds with a Graviton Spike. So I would say Graviton Spike, no brainer, pick it up. Most of the other kit modules, or sorry, the training manuals you can get are kind of hit or miss as far as those abilities go. I wouldn't give them a high recommendation, but some of them could be situationally good, so you want to see if it's worth it for you. But as far as I'm concerned, the AI is actually very good at using the Graviton Spike, so no question about that one. And I think that pretty much covers it, guys. So I would say pretty good year overall. We've got the training manuals. Having Graviton Spike and all of your tactical characters, all of your bridge officers will be awesome. And the Sandstorm Generator, I could see some situational uses for it. I want to do a little more testing because, you know, that resistance debuff on there, plus all the resistance debuffs you can get on a science character, plus, you know, the root to keep it in place, that could actually be really effective. I'm kind of regretting not actually buying this on my science character and testing it for this video, but that would definitely be my recommendation. But all in all, I'd say, you know, pick these up. They're worth it. You know, farming up 1,000 walnuts does take a little while, but it's not too bad. So, you know, I would say definitely first pick up, you know, your floater and everything, so to make the rest of your walnut farming a lot more enjoyable. Pick up, you know, one of the really high quality floaters is the best thing. But after that, start saving up. And get a Graviton Spike and all of your bridge officers, and then pick up the Sandstorm Generator. All right, guys, so that's pretty good. What do you guys think? You think it's worth the 1,000 walnuts? Are you guys going to pick this up? Hopefully this video will help you decide that. You saw about how much damage it can do and how it, you know, what the graphics look like and everything, and how the animations are. So yeah, hopefully it will help you decide if you want to get it. All right, but that's all for now, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.